Welcome to Channel Japan. I'm Mai Demizu.
And I'm Makiko Tsuda.
Every week, we bring you the freshest information out of Japan from our studio here in Tokyo.
From the economy to culture and even foods, if you want to find out what's happening in Japan right now, this is where you'll find it.
These are topics for today.
Entrepreneurial ventures overhauling the concept of manufacturing.
Computer displays in transformation.
Companies that are going after customers with the help of secondary products.
And businesses battling it out for the best talent. Well, let's get started. First up is Project Japan. Well, Utsuda-san, what's our topic today?
Yes, today we'll be looking at the latest trend in Japanese manufacturing. But first, let me show you some data. This shows the fiscal 2011 earnings of Panasonic and Sony, two major manufacturers in Japan.
Right.
And as you can see, Panasonic reported a net loss of over $7.7 billion, while Sony was in the red by nearly $4.5 billion.
I see. Well, I remember that profitability at Japanese manufacturers that year was an all-time low. And there were huge concerns. But it's been 2 years since then. Has the situation improved?
Well, yes. This is how they did in fiscal 2013. And Panasonic was back in the black with a net profit of nearly $1.2 billion, while Sony was still in the red or expecting a net loss of up to $1.3 billion as of May 1st.
So it seems that the gap widened between these two companies. Are there any particular factor of this divergence?
Yes, well, this is what Panasonic President Kazuhiro Tsuga said at their annual earnings conference.
2018年にはですね、新しいパナソニックを作るということでですね、もう一度成長軌道に会社を乗せるという発表をさせていただきました。今のところ順調に新しい年度のスタートが切れているというところでございます。
So, to offset their continued weakness in consumer electronics, they've positioned their car and home-related businesses as the next growth engine and have been implementing drastic structural reforms.
I see. Well, I also understand the forecasting demand is becoming difficult because of the increasing short product cycle, especially for the digital appliances.
Yes, that seems to be the case. Now, let's listen to what Sony's president, Kazuo Hirai, has to say.
与えられた使命、つまりエレクトロニクスビジネスのターンアラウンド。
So, similar to Panasonic, Sony's also attempting to move in a new direction, but electronics remains the company's core business, and unlike Panasonic, they can't really go from consumer to corporate at this point at least, so their inability to find the next growth driver is one of the factors behind the delay in improving their profitability.
Well, electronics has always been a bread and butter for Japanese manufacturers, but it's business that becoming increasingly difficult.
Yes, and finding a solution won't be easy, but by cooperating with entrepreneurial ventures, a new path might open up to this domestic industry. So we have a report on a new style of Japanese manufacturing that's starting to take hold. Take a look.
The Project Japan. Omotesando, Tokyo. This is an entrepreneurial venture focused on consumer appliances set up 12 years ago. The president is a former employee of a major electronics maker, Toshiba, Hiroshi Kumamoto. He says there's been an unexpected shift in the business over the past several years.
The situation suddenly changed at the end of 2012. We started getting more calls from companies wanting to work with us. It's no longer an age when companies can compete purely on electronics.
Mr. Kumamoto's company, Real Fleet, boasts a range of fashionable, design-focused appliances. This is a refrigerator with wooden door handles and a mobile phone with an unconventional exterior jointly developed with telecoms operator NTT Docomo that became a hit with young consumers. One of their fastest-selling products now is this bag. Containing a battery inside, it can be connected to mobile devices to recharge them. A bag plus a battery. It's called Bagtery. And last spring, they teamed up with the group company of major home builder Daiwa House. Their aim is to collaborate on the development of products for the home.
We don't have sufficient ability to meet the tastes and preferences of end users. We believe they'll help supplement what we lack.
Until now, most major manufacturers would simply place an order with a contractor to develop a product. But this will be a joint project. Real Fleet offers unique proposals, such as a spherical lighting device that projects images onto the wall. But having primarily supplied conventional home products, Daiwa House remains skeptical. Five days later, the Daiwa side takes action. Yasunobu Suzuki is the project leader. He gathers employees from across departments to hash out ideas.
When I put away my winter clothes, I forget where I put what. What if I could find out using my smartphone?
How about a soccer game on a big display?
The younger employees come up with ideas that link smartphones and furniture.
I'm glad everyone told me their ideas.
With those ideas, they meet with Real Fleet again.
We want to develop products that can change and be adjusted according to the situation, a certain time, and years later. Appliances and furniture that continued to grow.
Based on the phrase growing appliances, they came up with this concept. A shelf called System Unit that can be freely arranged according to individual preferences and hold various appliances. And half a year later, a prototype of the system was completed. At first glance, it looks no different from conventional furniture. A key aspect is openings like this found on the pipes used to support the structure. They are used to insert electrical cords. For that reason, lights and appliances can be set up without worrying about unsightly cables. The unit is connected by these small parts, which make it possible to attach additional sections. A showroom for the prototype is ready. The television display is fixed into the back panel. The speakers, too, are embedded in the unit. It can also be used as a store display shelf. Or the monitor of a company lobby. The two companies have smoothed out their initial differences, building a collaborative relationship through the joint project.
Two companies are involved in development. So even if one side thinks something is good, we can't move forward unless the other side agrees. In that sense, when both sides share ideas, the concept becomes clearer. That's the best way.
Although a simple idea, they spent over half a year on the prototype. Daiwa House is concerned about the additional cost and time needed to promote the product. But Mr. Kumamoto has come up with a bold plan. Even before plans are worked out for mass production, he unveils the prototype to the general public. And unlike a regular product announcement event, he holds an open discussion on the potential uses with experts from various industries.
With this, you could embed all your appliances at home in your wall. As a business model, it brings together various companies and individuals. That could include manufacturers and designers. Many different groups and people can collaborate on making something together.
The MC is Masanobu Sugatsuke. He feels there's been a change in the way companies approach manufacturing.
Japanese manufacturers are increasingly starting to unveil prototypes before a product is fully complete to get feedback from the public. I believe the methodology of continuing to perfect a product once it's in the market may be effective going forward.
Daiwa House's Yasunobu Suzuki, who also participated, says his passion for manufacturing has been rekindled.
They gave us many proposals that surpassed my expectations. I want to enjoy myself more doing this project.
Once plans for mass production are finalized, the system unit will be launched in the consumer market. This spring, Mr. Kumamoto was on stage at a discussion on the future of wearable devices. Here, he announced another product concept.
This is a bottle-type battery. We've stuffed it with global standards.
While regular batteries are becoming more compact and thin in size, this has been shaped like a plastic bottle as a way to propose new outdoor uses for batteries. We take a closer look at this battery bottle back in the studio.
Tsuda-san, the manufacturing concept we just saw were quite unconventional.
I agree. Companies definitely need to stop thinking inside the box. Now we have the battery bottle that was shown in the report. It's a mock-up that's still being worked on.
Right. It's quite heavy and solid, but it's somewhat like a plastic drink bottle.
It's similar, the shape at least.
And as you can see, there's a USB slot at the top here, so you can supply power of various types of electronic products like this smartphone.
Smartphone.
Yes. See?
and you can recharge it.
Right.
So apparently it is still under development stage, but they say it has enough power in this bottle to recharge a smartphone for 12 times.
Wow, that many, it's very convenient. But the battery chargers I've used are all compact and thin in terms of size, so you could hide them in your bag.
And that's completely different from this, where it's designed to be more visible and fashionable, so you can carry it around in the open. And if they focused on only making it small and thin, or focused on the specs only, I don't think they've been able to come up with this kind of idea.
I see. So maybe this kind of battery charger, you can use them. You can use it in outside camping or picnic. So
And
it
that's
could- yes.
exactly the sort of excitement or
Right.
buzz that Japanese electronics used to be known for.
Well, let's hope that these sorts of moves will help the industry turn a new leaf.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if we could do this? We make things like this possible through the power of chemistry. We're the Kaiteki company, Mitsubishi Chemical Holdings.
SMBC Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corporation.
Myanmar. Red. United. 世界への挑戦 Passion, Spirit. 次のプレミアムフィールドへ
Asia, the engine of the global economy. Japan, a regional powerhouse. And now, direct from Japan, economic news with a global impact in Chinese. Delivered by Nikkei. Read the future, lead the economy. Nikkei, Japan's leading media for business.
You're watching Channel Japan. Next, we have a report from the Nikkei Online Edition. This time, our topic is displays. Well, Utsuda-san, there are a variety of displays in the town, such as television, PCs, smartphones, and tablets, and they become indispensable in our daily lives.
That's true, and we even come across them in trains or at stations, department stores, many places, and many are big displays that show advertisements or other information.
Right. Well, it seems a lot of posters and signs about town have been replaced by displays.
That's true, and they're being referred to as digital signage, and with the development of ever bigger and thinner displays, they're being used in a variety of places. Now, we have some data to show you. According to one Japanese research firm, the domestic digital signage market, which includes displays, the content and systems, is expected to expand to nearly $2.5 billion from about $800 million in 2012.
Wow. Well, how's the situation outside Japan?
Outside Japan, according to a US research firm, the global digital signage market grew more than 5% in 2013 to nearly $14 billion and is expected to be worth $17 billion by 2017.
So the demand is seeming to be rapidly expanding.
Yes, and that's why Japanese manufacturers are working on cutting-edge display technology. So take a look.
Tokyo University, a center for advanced research. This is Professor Masatoshi Ishikawa. He has been studying high-speed sensors for over 20 years.
This is a display that floats in air.
The professor has developed a device that allows images in the air to be manipulated. There is no need for specialized glasses to see images floating in the air. Even when the sheet of paper is removed, the image stays in position.
There's an LED display below the device, and the light is focused in the air to make the image float.
The aerial image is projected from beneath the device. It is a system that combines half mirrors and a special film with a light source. By taking advantage of reflection, the light is focused in mid-air, creating an image that seemingly floats in space.
Can I try touching it?
Tap the center.
There's nothing to touch. It looks like a regular switch. Oh, it's working. I didn't feel anything, but the screen responds right away. This is interesting.
In what is supposed to be empty space, a display appears to float and responds to hand movements. It's also possible to write on it.
I can write on it like writing on paper. It responds quite quickly to my movements.
There's hardly any lag to the display's response because of two cameras set on top of the device that captures rapid hand movements at 500 frames per second. What's more, a computer figures out the position of the hand at a speed of 500th of a second. That means the image changes almost instantly after the hand moves.
People are starting to want more than the images seen on smartphone, tablet, and glass-type displays. Nothing has been developed to allow users to manipulate images at will. We want to make something that allows you to feel you're inside of the image itself.
Since the display can be used even with soiled hands, they see potential applications in various situations, including hospitals. They are aiming to commercialize it within a year. And this is Fujitsu. This tablet display allows users to feel various textures. When the image of an instrument is stroked,
as your finger reaches the string, you can feel the string as if it's being plucked. The space between the strings is smooth, but once you hit the string, there's a sensation of your fingertips actually strumming.
smooth, rough, bumpy. Different sensations are felt depending on the area of the screen.
I can feel the differences in the texture.
This is an image of a safe. When the knob is turned, a ticking sensation is felt, then a click, and the door opens. By making the surface of the touch panel vibrate rapidly, a film of air is created between the display and finger. It's strong enough to move a sheet of paper. This film of air is what makes the surface feel smooth. In the same way, friction can be generated, giving the sensation of a bumpy or rough surface.
For example, the incoming call vibration of a mobile phone. All you feel is a vibration. You won't feel that the screen is smooth. But as you raise the frequency of the vibration, a phenomenon occurs in which that vibration is transformed into a sensation of friction.
The sensation of texture is created by using ultrasonic vibrations. High-frequency vibrations require significant energy. The key was developing a device compact enough to produce vibrations efficiently.
As you can see, this part is very bumpy. The head feels rough, and the sensation differs from place to place. The back has a texture of bigger bumps.
If it becomes possible to feel products you see on the internet, then online shopping will become more convenient. And being able to express a rough or smooth texture would improve the experience of using a smartphone. We hope that by appealing to people's senses, we'll be able to develop devices that are easier to use.
There's another display being researched by a separate university, one that uses the surface of water. The whitened water is used as a screen on which images are projected and can be moved around.
This is a shooting game that uses bathwater. You stick your finger out from below the surface to move the images like this and hit the jellyfish.
A camera placed above the water surface captures the finger movements. The sensor is set up to recognize objects that protrude 1.5 centimeters above the surface, allowing users to control the images with their fingers. The surface can also be operated like a touch panel.
Our laboratory researches ways to make it easier to use computers. We developed this with the idea of using water to create an interesting interface. It can be operated from below the surface while taking a bath. Conventional touch panels are manipulated using the top surface. With this, you can freely go in and out. We believe this will ultimately lead to new products.
Water makes it possible to create unique effects. When a target is hit in the game, there's a splash.
There are speakers under where the water splashes. These splashes are generated by vibrations from a speaker. Here, we've projected the desktop of a computer on the water surface.
The images can be moved around by sticking your finger out from below the surface. Using two fingers, an image can be enlarged or reduced in size and even rotated. Objects can be scooped up and dropped in a different location.
Liquid crystal panels have glass surfaces, so it wasn't possible to scoop up objects or to stick your finger through them. A liquid surface makes that possible. We hope that a large-scale version will be used at pools and amusement parks. We also think baths offer a private space suitable for study. For example, with communication functions, it might even be possible to take language lessons in the bath. This could lead to new business models.
Researchers across Japan are now working on displays to transform how we interact with technology. Mitsui & Company.
Sou uma pessoa comum. Eu gosto de apreciar todos os momentos do meu dia. Quanto isso pode me motivar? Como eu posso me manter focada? Tudo ao meu redor, incluindo os momentos do meu dia a dia, é o que eu preciso para me concentrar para a minha luta de 90 minutos. Quero dar esperança às pessoas. A better life, a better world.
Panasonic.
Sasuke, a new type of sports entertainment program conquering the world.
It's about human achievement and people's passions, and I think that relates to almost everybody.
From Japan to the world, Ninja Warrior, Tokyo Broadcasting System.
Why does the world need a new weekly publication covering Asian business?
Because there are stories in Asia that are yet to be told. Stories that will transform the way we do business and the way we live. There are stories that are only told to locals, stories that cross borders, stories that connect one side of Asia to another, in ways that are not always obvious.
We're here to tell those stories.
See what others don't. Introducing Nikkei Asian Review.
You're watching Channel Japan. Next, we have a report from TV Tokyo's World Business Satellite. Otsuda-san, what's our topic today?
Yes, today we'll be looking at the job hunting situation in Japan. So, Demi-san, do you remember what it was like for you?
I really don't want to think about it now, but I remember struggling to fill out my application form. I revised it over and over again. And I was also too nervous at the interview, and I couldn't stop my knees from shaking. How about
I understand.
you?
It was a similar situation for me too. And nowadays, I know people have to apply for more than 100 companies before they actually land a job.
So what's the job offer rate now?
Well, I have a graph over here. It shows the so-called informal job offer rate for university graduates. And while still below the percentage seen before the financial crisis in 2008, it has actually been improving in recent years.
Yes, I see.
And as the economy gradually recovers, companies that were once reluctant to increase their headcount are now aggressively starting to recruit new workers. And according to one survey, the job opening to application ratio for university students graduating this fiscal year was 1.61, which is a big jump from 1.28 a year ago.
That's a good news. So you could say that it's a bit of seller's market this year.
Yes, you could. And still, businesses are always looking to hire the best people as efficiently as possible. And now some are testing out unique recruitment strategies. So take a look.
April. An event for job seekers was held by an education-related entrepreneurial venture. About 50 students took part. Asked how their job search is going,
It's going quite smoothly compared to past graduating classes.
I've been told this year is a lucky year.
the job opening to application ratio in February was 1.05 times, a 6.5-year high. With the economic recovery, it's now a seller's market. After the event, the human resources managers go to a computer.
She says she wants to work in a company that'll give her a lot of opportunities. That's us.
What are they looking at?
This is a service called Wildcard. It's a website where students can promote themselves and send messages to recruiters. Right now, I'm looking for students that I want to scout.
Only those who've received acceptance letters or have specialized skills, such as programming, can register to the service. Corporate human resource managers can directly contact top-level students and lure them away from competitors. It is a convenient service that allows businesses to become more aggressive in recruitment. The fee is performance-based. Companies pay about $9,000 to the website for every hire. Occasionally, they have to contend with competitors snatching prospective hires who also use the service.
Accepting a job offer is not legally binding. Students are free to choose their employer, so the decision is theirs.
About 1,100 students have already signed up, with 40% from top Japanese universities. One of them is Takuya Miyagawa, a University of Tokyo graduate school student who hopes to start working next April. He's already received an acceptance letter from a major company, but is also registered on the website.
You can choose rather than be chosen. This might seem a bit presumptuous, but this service is only for students above a certain level that companies want to hire away, so I think it's very efficient for businesses.
As companies are not privy to information about students who've been given offers and students leave the service after receiving acceptance letters, they say there have been no disputes between corporate clients. The website is run by this company. Established in April last year, they say they have over 100 registered companies.
By building a website that makes selection less cumbersome and speeds up the process, efficiency has improved for both companies and students.
There are other so-called matching services. This is Kyoto Seika University, known for having many art and design students. A group of seniors is discussing their job hunting activities.
Did they say anything about your job search and issues you had?
These three students have something in common. They all use the same service.
This is a job search site specializing in art students.
This is a matching service specifically for art majors who may have creative skills, but face an employment rate 40 to 50% lower than average. With the popularity of design-focused products such as the iPhone, many entrepreneurial ventures and small and mid-sized companies have started to actively seek out designers. One of the students, Haruka Moriyasu, has advanced to the final interview at a certain company and is visiting the website operator to get advice.
The final interview will probably be conducted by 2 art school graduates, so take your portfolio. You'll probably be asked to talk about it.
Ms. Moriyasu initially used a major job search website, but she says she wouldn't have been able to win a final interview with any company without this service.
On the other side, I would check off companies for one thing or another. But here, they give you more information and made me interested in the company I'm applying for.
2 years ago, a pair of students used this service and was hired by a chocolate manufacturer. They are now in charge of brand development.
We set up a chocolate shop in Dotonbori, Osaka. And they designed the entire logo and package.
The company previously worked with an outside designer, but the 2 new hires became an immediate asset, helping to design the logo and store. And last October, a new shop was opened in Dotonbori, Osaka.
It's so cute. I want one.
The customers are looking at the most popular product, Dotonbori Bonbon Town. The packaging, posters, and display were all handled by the 2 art majors.
It was really worth the effort, seeing the logo we came up with on the sign on opening day. There's an enjoyment of learning something completely new.
Art students have a set of skills different from social science and science majors. By launching a job search website in this new area, it has become easier for companies big and small, as well as entrepreneurial ventures, to find suitable candidates.
Art majors possess creative skills of making something out of nothing. For companies to create new value in the future, it's vital for these students to be able to go out and contribute to society.
The battle for talent is intensifying with the economic recovery. The Japan Business Federation has announced that it will delay the start of the official job hunting season for fiscal 2016 by 3 to 4 months. The shortening of the hiring season has put the spotlight on a video-based job search service called RecMe. Several thousand students are already registered, with the service used by over 100 companies. On this day, 2 employees of the service provider meet with a stationery and office supplies maker about adopting the service. Their response is,
A picture on an application and interview with candidates wearing similar business suits aren't enough to make a decision. A video introduction would be effective as an additional source of information.
Since starting the service last December, several dozen people have been given job offers. With the shortened hiring season, more companies are expected to use the service. Competition is heating up in corporate recruitment. The emergence of new services may brighten the prospects for the top students.
Well, luring away someone who has been already offered a job seems a little bit cheeky.
It may seem that way, but from the perspective of the company, if a person has already been offered a job, then it means he or she is highly regarded by others. So by narrowing down their target to those types of people, they can hire the best candidates in a cost-saving way.
Well, moving on to our next topic, I understand it's about sidekicks.
Yes, that's right. Now, you often hear about actors in movies or plays who have the role of supporting the main actor or the main cast, and this time we'll be looking at supporting actors in the area of store operations.
Well, supporting actors for stores, what does that mean?
Well, products are essential in running a store, but stores need to stock a variety of products, not just main items or ones that sell, but also those for show and sometimes some to surprise customers.
I see, I get it, but how does that affect the overall sales?
Well, stocking these so-called supporting products, they have the effect of enhancing the attractiveness of the main product, and they say that has a big impact on sales, and we visited a company that's doing just that, so take a look.
Cool Magic Shoes is now open.
April. An umbrella specialty store opened in Jiugaoka, Tokyo, said to be the biggest of its kind in Japan. Spread out across 3 floors, they offer 10,000 umbrellas and 500 styles.
We have many patterns. These are very tough.
Something this big is comforting.
And it's $10.
$10? Wow!
The products on display are from 2 brands owned by Tokyo-based umbrella maker Shoes Selection. This is their first official store. This is about 23 centimeters long. It fits comfortably in the hand and is an ultra-compact folding umbrella.
It could be made thinner by using only 5 ribs. But that makes it weak.
To prevent it from breaking easily, the ribs have been strengthened by shaping them into flat strips. The biggest draw is the variety. There are 36 colors and patterns. Among them are many slow-moving selections referred to as supporting actors. This is part of a broad-line strategy, the exact opposite of so-called fast fashion outlets that mass-produce and stock mostly top sellers.
When you drop items that don't sell and stock up on only those that move quickly, customers are left with extremely narrow choices and the competitiveness of products weakens.
Some supporting actors come with special functions. This is an umbrella combined with a cane. When it rains, another cane emerges from inside. By contracting out the manufacturing to partner factories in China and Taiwan, prices are kept mostly between $10 and $20.
I'm surprised by the price and the selection. It's light, very thin, perfect to walk around with.
The reason for offering such a wide range was the spread of vinyl umbrellas, which are eating into sales of fabric-type products. The company has continued to grow sales from the late 1990s and now has a 20% market share. They are the top umbrella maker in Japan, but in recent years, their momentum has stalled. By opening their own store and stocking both main and supporting products, the company hopes to show retailers that carry their products the synergy that's being generated. Utilizing supporting products is an original strategy. On this day, marketing manager Yoshitaka Azuma visits one of their merchants.
We have 6 assortments of dark colors targeted at men, 12 black and 8 navy. This is a golden ratio we came up with.
The company does not accept orders from retailers for only the top-selling colors. Several different color schemes are sold as a set. For example, this is a set of 36 umbrellas in 11 different colors. 6 black, 5 navy, and a couple each of brighter colors such as yellow and green. They say retailers are initially skeptical, but are quickly convinced.
It's kind of like a flower shop. Nice, colorful products. So people are drawn in. You'd think that some colors would be left over, but actually we're able to sell all of them pretty evenly.
This shop is in Asakusa, Tokyo, and 80% of customers are from overseas. Many of them buy in bulk.
The umbrella is automatic. It's easy to use. Really beautiful. Really nice. I bought it for my friend.
The souvenir market has become a demand generator. On clear days when tourist traffic is high, they say umbrellas sell quickly. This shop is the company's #1 client.
We sell 500 in a day. Many customers buy 10 each.
Other businesses are growing sales through supporting products. Tutuana manufactures and retails women's socks and underwear. About 1,200 types of socks are on offer. Most cost about $10 for a 3-pack.
I like the fact that they have a wide variety in terms of length and patterns. Whenever I come, I see something I like and end up buying it. But after I go home, I realize I have similar things in my closet.
Company president Toshiaki Ueda says there's a formula for stocking 1,200 varieties.
About 30% main products and 70% supporting products.
What exactly is this 30 to 70 ratio?
Sports mix products are our main actors now.
One of the 30% products is lined socks. Included among the various colors and lengths too are in fact top-selling main products. The shortest socks make up the 30% of the entire selection. And among those socks are even more popular pairs. White and off-white. These two colors also make up 30%. The remaining 70% of supporting products highlight the main products, which account for over 70% of total sales. It's a business model of offsetting the high costs of supporting products by selling main products in volume.
Many people come to our store because they want to be thrilled and have fun shopping. One of the reasons why we focus on supporting products is to provide that excitement.
Founded as a dedicated sock manufacturer, the company has continued to focus on the 30-to-70 ratio for over 30 years. After entering the retail business in 1994, sales have continued to grow. Their rise has been supported by product development at headquarters. Every week, they introduce about 30 different types of new products.
The color this year is yellow.
There are quite a lot of blues and yellows out there.
The supporting products developed here are pushed out to shops in the fashion centers of Shibuya and Harajuku as a way to discover the next main product.
By putting out products that are different, we can delight and move customers.
A big focus for them now is overseas markets. Since opening their first shop in Shanghai, China 4.5 years ago, they've expanded to 82 outlets. The 30-70 rule is in play here too. Companies that are capturing customers through the help of supporting actors. Will this movement spread across the retail industry?
Well, the supporting cast is also important in the realm of merchandise. And it was also interesting to hear about the knock-on effect of sales of silent products as well.
Wasn't it? I agree. And like we saw in the clip, so-called fast fashion retailers have seen tremendous success by mass-producing popular items. But the fact that a product mix of 70% secondary products drives sales of the remaining 30% of main products is quite amazing.
Right, that's right. And that brings us to the end of this edition of Channel Japan. We have much more in store for you, so make sure to tune in next week.
As the future evolves, Toyota is envisioning a more interconnected life where information and energy flow seamlessly throughout the globe. The road ahead will require diverse and eco-friendly mobility solutions. It is on this path that our small choices lead to big changes. Life. Connected. Toyota.
Hey, look at this. They're building a huge steel plant with Kobelco technology.
Kobelco? Never heard of it.
It's Japanese. They can make iron with incredible speed. What once took 8 hours can be done in just 10 minutes.
Wow, the Japanese are incredible. The country of karate.
Ha! 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 Karate has nothing to do with it.
True. The talk of the world. Kobelco.
The search is on to discover the next creative master of Asia. Japan's leading TV and radio network, TBS, brings to you the Digicon 6 Awards. Giving visual artists in Asia an opportunity to create their dreams. Whether it's a short drama, animation, or music video, if it's yours, you may be the next winner of the Digicon 6 Grand Prize. For more details, check out digicon6.com. It's time to create your dreams.
Channel Japan. Your source for the voices and views of people and businesses across Japan. The latest reports on Japanese companies, culture, and technology. Find out what's happening on the ground. Every week, direct from Tokyo, Channel Japan.